As you watch this, the Artemis II crew is splashing down in the Pacific, completing the most historic lunar mission in over 50 years. The world is celebrating. But while everyone was looking at the Artemis II homecoming, NASA just made a crazy announcement about what comes next. And to be honest with you, I wasn't ready for this news. If you're waiting for Artemis III to put boots back on the moon, I have some crazy news for you. NASA has officially stripped Artemis III of its landing status. The mission that was supposed to be our Apollo 11 moment has just been completely redesigned into something much more experimental and honestly, much more chaotic. In this video, I will give you detailed analysis of NASA's pivot, the secret battle of the landers happening in Earth orbit, and why the moon landing just got pushed even further away. The mission has changed. Everyone assumed that because Artemis II was a success, Artemis III was a go for the lunar surface. We were told 2026 or 2027 would be the year we'd see the first woman and the next man step onto the south pole of the moon. But NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman just held a press conference that changed the script entirely. Artemis III is no longer a moon landing mission. It has been stripped of its primary objective. NASA has moved its strategy so out of the box that it's being called the Battle of the Landers. Instead of the moon, Artemis III is now a high-stakes Earth orbit showdown between SpaceX and Blue Origin. Today, I am going to uncover exactly why NASA made this crazy pivot, what went wrong behind the scenes, and why this delay might actually be the most exciting thing to happen to space travel in a century. The Apollo mindset pivot. To understand why NASA just canceled the Artemis III landing, you have to look back at 1969. Everyone remembers Apollo 11, the landing, but nobody remembers Apollo 9. Apollo 9 never left Earth orbit. Its entire job was to test the lunar module in the safety of our own backyard. And that is exactly what NASA is doing now. In late February 2026, Jared Isaacman announced that NASA is adopting a step-by-step build-up of capability. They realized that trying to jump from a simple flyby in Artemis II to a complex landing in Artemis III was, quite frankly, too dangerous. The technical hurdles aren't just high. They're currently not practical for a 2026 or 2027 timeline. So the new plan? Artemis III will launch in mid-2027. It will carry 4 astronauts into low Earth orbit. No moon, no deep space, just a massive orbital dress rehearsal. But don't let the Earth orbit label fool you. This isn't just a boring test flight. NASA is setting the stage for a commercial gladiatorial match. The Battle of the Billionaires. This is where the crazy part comes in. NASA has decided to use Artemis III as a live fire audition for the 2 most powerful private space companies on the planet. Originally, SpaceX's Starship was the only lander for Artemis III, but due to massive delays in the Starship refueling architecture, which requires dozens of tanker launches just for one mission, NASA got nervous. They brought in Blue Origin's Blue Moon lander as a backup. Now, under the updated Artemis III mission, the Orion capsule will rendezvous with both vehicles in orbit. Think about that. We are going to see a multi-ship ballet 250 miles above our heads. The crew will dock with Starship, test its life support, then potentially switch to Blue Moon to see which system is more reliable. NASA isn't just buying a ride anymore. They're creating a competitive market. It's no longer about just getting to the moon. It's about who can build the best moon bus. If SpaceX can't solve their cryogenic refueling issues by 2027, Bezos and Blue Origin are standing right there, ready to take the crown. This creates a level of industrial pressure we haven't seen since the 1960s. The Prada suit and the blackout. It's not just the ships that are changing. One of the biggest reasons for the Artemis III pivot was actually the clothes. You can't walk on the moon if your suit doesn't work. NASA recently unveiled the finalized AxEMU Extravehicular Mobility Unit, or AxEMU. And yes, the rumors are true. It was co-designed by the Italian fashion house Prada. While it looks like something out of a sci-fi movie with its sleek white exterior and signature red, linea rosa stripes, the tech inside is what's causing the delay. These suits have to withstand the lunar South Pole, where temperatures can swing hundreds of degrees and the dust is as sharp as glass. During Artemis III, Instead of testing these on the moon, the crew will perform a high-stakes spacewalk in Earth orbit. Why? Because if a joint locks up or a life support sensor fails on the moon, the astronauts are 240,000 miles from help. In Earth orbit, they can be back inside the Orion or even home on Earth in hours. NASA's playing it safe, but they're doing it with style. The China factor. Now, you might be asking, if NASA is so behind, aren't they worried about losing the race? China has been very vocal about landing takenauts on the moon by 2030. By pushing the Artemis 3 landing to Artemis 4 in 2028, NASA is cutting it dangerously close. But here's the out-of-the-box logic NASA is using. By doing an orbital test in 2027, Artemis 3, they are solving the docking and refueling problem once and for all. If they master this in 2027, NASA claims they can launch a landing mission every single year starting in 2028. China is building a one-and-done mission. NASA is building an infrastructure. They recently announced the cancellation of the Gateway Space Station project to focus entirely on surface cadence. They aren't just trying to beat China to the moon. They're trying to move in before China even arrives. Artemis 3 is the sacrifice NASA is making to ensure that when we do land, we never have to leave again. So, is the crazy announcement a complete disaster, or is it actually a bold masterstroke in disguise? To the casual observer, it absolutely looks like a delay, another frustrating setback in a long line of space mission postponements. It might even seem like NASA is retreating, pulling back from its ambitious goals and losing momentum at a critical moment. But for those of us who have been closely following every update, every test, and every behind-the-scenes development, this move tells a very different story. In reality, this is perhaps the most honest and realistic NASA has been in decades. Instead of rushing forward for headlines or political pressure, they are finally acknowledging the brutal truth. The moon is incredibly hard. Landing humans there again, especially in unexplored regions like the lunar South Pole, is not just challenging. It's a completely different level of difficulty compared to anything done before. They are openly admitting that the private billionaires and their companies still need to fully prove their technology under real conditions before we can even think about putting human lives on the line. And that shift in mindset changes everything. This isn't weakness, it's maturity. It's NASA choosing safety, realism, and long-term success over short-term hype. Artemis 2 gave us the hope. Artemis 3 will give us the hardware. And in 2028, Artemis will give us the footprints. We are living through the most complex engineering project in human history. It won't be a straight line. It'll be messy, it'll be delayed, and it'll be full of crazy announcements. But today, as the Artemis 2 crew sleeps in their own beds for the first time in 10 days, one thing is certain. The path to the moon is finally open, even if it has a few extra stops in Earth orbit along the way. But I want to hear from you. Do you think NASA is being too cautious? Should they have risked the landing for Artemis 3 to stay ahead of China? Or is this battle to land the best way to ensure SpaceX and Blue Origin actually deliver? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. If you found value in this deep dive, do me a favor and hit that like button. It helps the algorithm find more space lovers like us. And don't forget to subscribe for the most up-to-date, out-of-the-box coverage of the Artemis generation.